Alright, I just whipped up this batch of homemade brownies. The recipe was really simple. I'll have to get it and I'll let you guys know what I put in it. But this was a single batch, and then I made 2 other batches that I put just the dry ingredients, and then I put them in the pantry. And I just wrote on it what you have to add, like 2 eggs, oil, and vanilla to it, and then bake it at 350. I just added some sprinkles, and I had like crushed up score pieces. I just added that to the top. So I'll cut a piece and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, I know I didn't officially say good morning yet, and it's like actually afternoon. I don't know if you guys can see the bird in the tree right there, I think. It's huge. Anyways, I think it's a bird. Oh my god, yeah, it's a bird. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see. I don't know if he's throwing up or if he's calling other birds. Anyways, as you can see, the water dripping off the roof. It's actually pretty nice outside, so I had the windows open, the heat off. I think it was like plus 3 degrees. And right now, I'm going to work on this mess of a room. These are all closed. My son's roof leaks. The ceiling leaks. I have to get that fixed. And these were all in the corner and they got wet, so I didn't officially wash his bedspread when we got it. I just threw it into the dryer to kill any like bugs or whatever, germs. So I'm going to throw that in the washer because I'm doing the bedclothes, and I'll just wash up the little bit of clothes because they got dripped on and I don't want them to smell or anything because I could have just put them in the dryer. I want to get all this stuff decluttered, like, other than this being here, usually his room stays fairly clean. There's some teddy bears and things like that in there that I want to go through. Just want to get it cleaned up and not so cluttered. He likes to just shove everything in one area and it drives me nuts. This is where everything's leaking, so I'm going to take this thing out of there and probably use that as garbage and move that chair and all that so that when it drips I can have the mop bucket over there. I might swing his bed this way as well. I'll get it all cleaned up and I'll show you guys. I had after Jay had that episode there about a month ago with the seizure and all that, I ended up moving the bed into the living room because I sleep on the couch. And it's just been nothing but stress. And the snoring and that drives me nuts. So I made the executive decision that I'm putting him back in the bedroom because I can't handle that. I don't sleep well at night as it is, and the snoring and the moving and the twitching and all that doesn't help anything. So I'm just gonna move him back in the bedroom. And I did all that. I moved the bed back in the bedroom, and the living room's back to normal, and the bedroom's all cleaned up and stuff. So I got the bathroom, the hall, the bedroom, and the living room are clean. I'm going to work on this. I whipped up some brownies from scratch. Later, because I just closed all the windows because I sat down for lunch and ended up getting cold. So once I start working again, if I get hot, I'll open them again. But I wanted to close them because I want to make some sub buns later, and obviously the house can't be freezing cold. And it's not really freezing cold, but it's just not as warm as what I would like it to be for me to make bread. So, anyways, and then I think this is like the 3rd load of laundry that I've been doing. Like I said, I did the bedclothes, and I vacuumed, and I dusted, and I changed everything around in the living room and the bedroom, and I've just been putting the clothes on the bed to, be folded later on. I'll do that. I'll sit down and do that later on. But right now, I just want to get this done. And that's another bedroom that's crossed off my list. And then there'll just be the kitchen to do, which I'll do that up later. I took out some ribs for supper. I want to make a sauce to go with that. And I might do them in my pressure cooker. I should get them on, actually, and put them in the oven on low. But My nose is driving me crazy as well, and I got a migraine. So, but I've been working through it. I'm gonna get this cleaned up, and I'll be back and show you guys what it looks like. So, that's the door to come in his room. I am standing at the window right now. I'll just give you a view. His walls, he needs a new paint job. I've been through that before, so I'm not gonna mention it again, but yeah, so that's what it looks like, and now I'm gonna go clean it, and I'll be back in a minute. It won't be a minute for me, but it'll be a minute for you guys. I'm not sure what this poor little guy did, but he's all tied up. So I ended up taking this big thing. I was gonna throw it out, but I thought there was water on it, but there wasn't, so I just stuck all his teddy bears in there. He's not really a teddy bear type. A lot of them he got for like at the circus and for Christmas, and this one here he got from when we went and seen Santa one year. And sometimes he takes them and like ties them up and stuff like that when he's playing like cops and robbers or whatever. But I'm just gonna put them in there and stick them up on his shelf up here. These are like, I don't think there's any cars in there, but it holds 48 cars. This has like blocks and stuff like that in there, or train tracks or something of the sort. These were all the trains that he had got. One time McDonald's had like a whole set, and I ended up getting all of them for him. I gotta go through all these clothes. This is pretty well. I went through that not that long ago, so it's not bad. I'm just gonna pull it out and make sure there's nothing behind there. But other than that, this is fairly organized. I know it doesn't look it, but one has cars. One bin has cars, and the other box has just like little playthings. So I'm not gonna touch that too much. He does still play with his plasma car. This thing here is full of Legos, so any Legos I see kicking around I'm going to put in there. I think I'm going to take out this white shelf and try to use it somewhere else in the house, just because there's not really any point having it there. He's been really playing his guitar a lot lately, so, but that usually I have sitting up in the corner there. I want to get this cleaned off. We're going to go through his books later when he comes home, because I don't know which ones he wants to keep. But at the store, they have them all over the place, but the little local store that we have here, they have like a little book thing. Get out! Psst. Trying not to get copyrighted for the music that's playing, but the cats just keep coming in. Anyways, they have this little thing for books, and you drop off a book and take a book or whatever type thing. You can take more than one, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's just a fun little way to get free books, I guess. And once you're done reading them, you know, there's no, unless it's a really good book, there's not really any sense holding on to it. So these are obviously not his books, but he takes them sometimes and plays with them. So, and these are all his Lego things that he has been building. He got a big set for Christmas, and I think some of these are part of that. And then he's got his hat collection, which I'm going to try to find some hooks and, or even if I could get a board and put some hooks on it, and then put the board on his wall, and put all his hats on there, because he likes to collect hats. He's got all kinds of them. He's got a Fox Racing, Bass Pro, another hunting, so, and he's got more than that kicking around, so, anyways, back to work. Alright, I'm gonna stand over here in a minute. I'm just trying to get the floor to dry. There's the window that I was standing at a while ago. I moved the bed. I'm still in the process of washing the bedclothes. But, I got his guitar put back there and all that organized. This doesn't look organized, but trust me, it is. He doesn't really play with a lot of his toys anymore, but they're there, separated if he wants to. This is full of like Nerf guns and stuff like that. Get out! Every time I'm in here trying to make a video, these stinking cats come in. Anyways, all his Nerf guns are in there, and then all his bullets and his nunchuck and his mask and all that stuff is there. I organized all that, got rid of a lot of stuff. This is everything that I got rid of, and I kind of go through his, he keeps his room clean, it'll stay nice and clean like this, but he just likes to pile, like, he'll pile that up with stuff and all that, so, I do this regularly, go through and make, you know, if there's anything broken, or sometimes he'll doodle on a bunch of paper and that, and just, I end up throwing all that stuff out, but, I just love his bedspread, those cute little foxes. Anyways, his bow was over there, and his slingshots, all that type of stuff. His guitar, and then I just organized his books. We didn't go through them yet. His Legos, I didn't touch those. I fixed up his hats a little bit. And then there's this book he got for his birthday, but it's huge, so it doesn't really fit like a normal book. His dresser was here, and I moved it this way, and there's just his antlers, obviously, and a couple of his things, but I organized a lot of it because he had just like all these little lock things, and he had stuff all over this thing, so just organized it a little bit better for him. Those are the headphones and the things to charge his tablets and his DS and stuff like that. These are socks and stuff that once all the laundry's done, if there's no matches for them, I'm going to chuck them, or I'll use them for rags or whatever. So that's why that's sitting there. And then I organized up here as well. He's got just a couple like cars on display, and his big helicopter, and his Predator call is up there. Sassy, go lay down. A couple things that he got for his birthday, like those tennis balls and stuff like that. Anyways, this is a little bit drier. I'll stand over here. Oh, and then like I said, his bed was this way, but I put it this way, and I just put something on each side of him. He doesn't really need it because he doesn't really, well, he moves a lot when he sleeps, but anyways, I kept this corner here clear because a lot of the times it leaks over there. It's just happened that it's leaking right here right now, so anyways, I gotta get that out of there, but other than that, and I did the floors, so everything's nice and clean, and yeah, so now I'm gonna move on to something different. Alright, it's 3 o'clock, and I just put the ribs in there. Usually, I was gonna do it in there, but I just didn't feel like it. Usually I would wrap them in foil, but I don't have any, so hopefully they'll cook like that, and they'll be good. I'm gonna make a homemade barbecue sauce in a second. I usually just put like a little bit of ketchup, some mustard, some vinegar, some brown sugar. I'm gonna have to pull up my recipe because I'm not sure. Anyways, this was the pizza that was left over from last night. I'm gonna put that away in the fridge. It's gonna go away. I'm gonna make Riley some like pigs in a blanket. Just basically gonna cut these hot dogs in half and make 8 little pigs in a blanket for him. Obviously, he's not gonna eat all 8 of them. And I had a piece of brownie, and he ripped off a piece of brownie, but turned out really, really good, so. Oh, it's blurry. Anyways, so I'm going to get all this stuff done, and then I think I've been also working on the dishes. I put a bunch away. These ones here I just rinsed. I got to rinse those a little bit in there and that, and then the dishes will be done. I don't know if I want to make mashed potatoes or rice with the ribs. I think rice would go better with the sauce that I'm going to be making, so I might just make a little pot of rice in a little bit. I'm going to get my counters cleaned off, and then I'm going to get working on the Sub Buns, because I closed the windows and that, so it's a little bit warmer in here. So I just used the random rub for I had spices and all that stuff for the ribs. So anyways, I'm going to go finish the dishes and get all that stuff done. Get the pigs in a blanket ready, and I might put a little bit of cheese. I think that might be good, eh? A little bit of cheese in there. Anyways, I'll check back in a little bit. Alright, I took that white shelf and I put it over there. Put the cat's food on it so it's not directly on the floor. I'm going to quickly show you guys this. We got it yesterday in the mail, and I completely forgot to show you guys. It says, "It's your birthday, go bananas." And it is from my good friend here on YouTube, Michelle. She's under Country Chickens, and she sent Riley a beautiful card. So that was nice. He really appreciated it. Now, I want to show you guys. Just don't come over here making a video and people don't need to see you in your underwear. These just come out of the oven. You're going to have one of these.
Yes.
Just chill out for a second. I want to make sure they're done. Anyways, these are the pigs in the blanket. There's some cheese in them, and I just cut a hot dog.
Cheese?
Yeah.
Because usually you don't put cheese, you just put the hot dogs and you leave.
Well, whatever. Anyways, just wait. I'll grab you a plate. Don't be pulling stuff. So that's that. The ribs are almost ready. I want to make a sauce for that in a second. I just kind of got my ingredients from my Sub Buns. I got some yeast, some sugar, some oil, some salt, and some flour. So I'm going to get that together in a minute. But first I think I'm going to make my barbecue sauce. So I'll be right back. Oh, and it's snowing outside. Well, it was. It still is. So yeah. Got rid of all that snow. Well, got rid of a lot of snow because it's been snowing, raining since yesterday. And it's going to snow again, so. Anyways, I'll be back. Alright, I got my sauce going here. I'm going to turn it on, would help. Oh, my ears are ringing. I have a recipe. I have a couple different recipes. It's basically the same thing. If I think of it, I will link because I already did a video on this. But basically, there's ketchup. I'm not sure the amounts. I know there's a cup of ketchup. I might have put a little bit more than a cup. Sometimes I improvise. I usually never make it the same way twice, but there's an actual recipe if you guys want to follow that. There's butter. This time I use margarine because I just took my butter out and it's frozen stiff. It usually calls for brown sugar. I don't have any brown sugar, so I just used some white sugar just to kind of take down on some of the acid. There's some paprika in there. There's usually calls for, what do you call that? Vinegar, but I didn't have any, so I added mustard for that tanginess. And some pepper, and some water, and a half of an onion. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix this up. And whenever my ribs are done, I'll probably just, they're probably close to being done, but I'll probably just pour these over top of the ribs and then let it cook for a little bit. And I'll keep some, and then I'll just kind of like dip it in. It's really good, actually. This, you just kind of taste it and go with it, I guess. I've been making it for so long that I don't. Sometimes I'll just check the recipe to see kind of like the ingredients, but I kind of do my own thing. So, just depends on how sweet or tangy or whatever you guys like. So, you're just gonna stir it up until the butter melts. But there's onions in there, so sometimes I'm like stirring and stirring, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's onions, not butter, but. Anyways, I'm going to let that go for a little bit, just, I don't know, just cook it down a bit. I don't know how long, but, so that's that. Now, I had, originally, when I started with the ketchup, I put it in this bowl, and I took this bowl out to make my buns. So I had to wash that out. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and make these buns, because I got to let them rise. And I'll be back. I'll try to vlog this as I go. But basically, it says this is my first time making it, so I don't even know if it's going to turn out. I think there's like a tablespoon and a half of yeast. I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to tell you the measurements in case I screw it up. But if I think of it, again, I will leave it in the description. There's yeast, there's sugar, there's salt, and there's oil, and there's warm water. So it says to put that all in there and leave that sit for 5 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. And then probably just going to add my flour afterwards. I think that's pretty much it. It says between 2.5 to 2 3/4 cups of flour. So I'll be back when the 5 minutes is up. Okay, so I have it rolled into a ball, little ball down there, and I got a wet cloth over top of it. Usually I would put it in my oven with the light on, but I'm kind of using my oven, so I can't do that. Hopefully it'll be warm enough out here to rise. So once I do that, I'm going to put them and I'm going to separate the ball into 4 sections, roll them out, and then I have to let them rise another hour after that. So I'll be back. Alright, there is my supper. I have my white rice, my ribs, and some Brussels sprouts. I'm going to eat that, and then I have to get this. These buns have been rising for almost an hour. I just preheated the oven to 350. I'm going to put them in the oven, I think, for 25 minutes. And then I'll show you guys what they look like when they come out. So there's my sub buns all out of the oven. Now I have to cover them and let them sit for a little while.